Hey folks, welcome to Verified Investing Trade Setups and Action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist and Master Trader here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Today's date is Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. So we're going to start with some stocks here that I want to talk about in terms of understanding the moves. Then we're going to go into some opportunities in terms of trading opportunities. But let's start with Boeing here. Boeing, after a miraculous massive surge yesterday, after the FAA looked to clear the 737 MAX, the stock yesterday up huge. I think it was up 14.4% yesterday. Today back down 6% or just shy of 6%. Why? What's going on here? So this I had to chuckle at because basically you had investors rushing into this name because the FAA cleared the 737 MAX potentially. The stock just zoomed higher. The mass of the Dow, I think, was up 550 points yesterday, mostly due to Boeing. And investors seemed to have forgotten that, sure, it's great the 737 MAX is back potentially in the air, but if no one's flying, what does it matter? You know, this is something that was hanging over Boeing since, a year and a half, year ago. It's just a nasty overhang. I understand that. But since then, we've had COVID and no one's flying anymore. So just to give you a sense of this, the stock had that huge rally yesterday, and then after hours yesterday, Norwegian Air canceled 97 jets, an order for 97 jets, and they sued Boeing as well for damages. And by the way, every one of these carriers out there, I don't care if it's American or Delta, they're all going to cancel because they don't need as many planes. And a lot of the projections from these companies are saying things are not going to get back to normal till 2023. So Boeing is not going anywhere. I mean, it's almost comical that investors and maybe some funds yesterday loaded the boat on it. But, the FAA clearing the 737 MAX, great, that's great, but if no one's going to buy any planes, what does it really matter? They might as well still have the 737 MAX grounded. So I thought that was kind of interesting. For me, I think this stock is headed back down and will eventually get to the 50 moving average here, right around 160. 160, it starts to get a little interesting, assuming the markets haven't started to collapse back lower, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Okay, let's talk about some other stocks. First off, Spotify. Spotify I shorted yesterday. Let's take a look at Spotify. And number one, right off the bat, we see Spotify pulling back today. I had a key trend line that broke. You can see it better on the intraday here. Let me bring up the intraday chart. Here you can clearly see pivot low to pivot low. This is actually a head and shoulders pattern that has broken. So this is very bearish for Spotify. Again, yesterday I shorted it, and obviously the stock is taking a beautiful drop today. It has broken key support. So here's your shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. You connect the bases. This is your neckline. Here was your breakdown right at the 200 intraday moving average as well. This tells me the stock is going to go lower. If you do a measured move here, all right, I'm going to calculate it out roughly for you guys. You should be headed to probably right here on Spotify as a target. And again, this is a classic measured move technique that we teach here at InTheMoneyStocks.com on how to figure out when a head and shoulder pattern breaks, where the target will be. Where's the stock going to bottom out? So look right around 245 to 243, probably within a day or two. I would say by Thursday's close, since there's a holiday on Friday, it's very likely Spotify will be right around that 245 or lower level. All right, we shorted again this yesterday, so I'll consider taking some profits at that level. I'll see again what it looks like, if it looks like it's going to bounce off that level or if it's just going to be a short-term pause before some more downside. All right, so that's number one. Next, I want to go into FSLY. This is a stock I shorted today with members of Verified Investing. And again, this is a beautiful short in my opinion. The reason it's a beautiful short, and I can remove these from the intraday. These are intraday lines. But the reason it's a beautiful short on FSLY Fastly is not only is every metric signaling overbought, but you finally got the reversal signal we've all been waiting for. For those of you traders out there that have been eyeing this as a short, it's great that it's extended, right? It's great that all the metrics are showing overbought. But without a reversal signal, you have no trigger for a trade. So we got that reversal signal yesterday. Okay, the reversal signal is basically an engulfing candle, not quite fully engulfing, but it's a major reversal candle yesterday. That is a bear signal right there. That is a top signal. Okay, when you get a wide range red bar like this after so much upside, it basically puts a line in the sand for this stock that signals a top is in. That's what I was waiting for. Now, I didn't short it yesterday because it was down so much. What I did was I waited patiently for the retrace. This almost always happens. This is a great educational tidbit. When you see a big reversal on a stock, you don't chase it. You wait for the retrace. I would say 4 out of every 5 times you're going to get a retrace on that stock because buyers are so kind of greedy that they're going to rush back into that stock thinking that it's a discount when really it's a major pivot top in. And that rushing in gives you a better price to short it. So for instance, we shorted it just above $84 today right up here, getting it very close to the pivot high here, which was yesterday. So now what we're going to look for is it to, over the next couple days, for it to reverse back down. And this should head, this is my estimation, this is your short-term target, somewhere in this vicinity. So you're looking for an easy, almost $20 downside on Fastly over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Maybe sooner, but I would say just give yourself that little bit of breathing room on the downside. All right, and again, expect that. So that's a nice little setup. I like that one. One other stock I'm keeping an eye on is SE. So markets are generally higher today. C is a great example of a stock that has been caught up in this COVID kind of hype. This is basically an interactive video game player from Singapore. To put it in perspective, this company does about $1 billion in revenue. It loses money, at least in the these quarters this year. It's going to lose money. And the market cap is $50 billion. Now compare that to EA, Electronic Arts, that brings in billions and billions a year in revenue and, I think $1 billion in profits a year, basically. And that stock only has a market cap of like $37 billion. So think about it in comparison, just using your common sense. Is the valuation on SE correct or not? And me just looking at those fundamental metrics and then showing the reversal here. And by the way, look at this reversal here and then look at the bear flag starting to form. Now you got the 20 MA that's going to be a little support, but if it gets through that 20 MA, this is your target right here below $90. And I think this could hit in the next couple weeks. But again, think about it in just using common sense. I think in trading, because there's so much emotion, both greed and fear, common sense is very hard to come by. But if you can use common sense to rationalize and use logic, essentially, you can be very sure in the trades you're taking. And this is a great example. I mean, you have EA, which has a $37 billion market cap and makes a ton of money, billions in revenue. And then you have this company that loses money and maybe does $1 billion this year in revenue. And the market cap of SE is, 13, 14 billion higher than Electronic Arts. I mean, it's night and day. All right, just to put it in perspective, right? So Electronic Arts, let me see here. Let's look at the revenue. So in this past year, net income, they made $3 billion net income. $3 billion, folks, on $5.5 billion in revenue. I mean, it's amazing. Yet they're valued at a $37 billion market cap. And then if you go to SE, this is really remarkable. They're going to do about $2.5 billion in revenue and lose. They've lost $1 billion in the last year, $1.05 billion. So I mean, again, it's not that you're skewed or that you don't like one company. This is just pure facts, and facts are what's missing from most investors' minds. You got to look at the charts. You got to look at everything else. You got to compare and say, okay, what's going on here? And to me, again, this is just a stock that has gotten too hyped up. Bear flag now is showing, and this again has a target easily of $89, $88, probably just in the next couple weeks. So I mean, think about that. You're talking basically almost $20 downside on this stock as well, just in the coming weeks. So, anyways, I don't want to get overbearing with too much information here, folks, but I do hope you enjoyed the little sermon here. I do want to show you something that I'm very, very proud of. Here it is, our website, and mainly what I want to show you is Verified Investing Alerts, which is the service I run. I also have Verified Options Alerts, but Verified Investing Alerts below my name here. Take a look at this, folks. This is what I'm proud of here. Take a look at the track record. You can clearly see this is the return this year. It's my best year ever by far. 2019, I had a net return of 831%. This year already, and we're just coming to the end of the second quarter, already over 1,000%. You can see the track records, the verified track records going all the way back to 2012. We've been around since 2007, but we didn't have our track records verified until we started in 2012 to do it, and all the way through. So these are verified trades that I've taken, that our members have taken. These are the returns. You can see there are some losers there, but generally I've done my best to keep them relatively small, and that's why we have such a great gain. This year alone, take a look at all the trades. I mean, look at how many trades it swing. These are all swing trades, folks. 135 swing trades this year that we've closed out. So I love giving action. I would say I give 3 to 5 trades a week. And you can see the track record again, just blowing it away here. I encourage you to come check it out, to come join us, and to see what this is all about. You get literally every day I do a daily analysis video, which goes into teaching, education, market analysis, chart analysis, the PBT methodologies. You also get exact entries and exits. Every time I take a position, I'm literally sending an alert within probably seconds to get all our members in. They get the alerts to their phone, whether it's email or text alert. And yeah, once a week I do a live broadcast for them. I do cryptocurrency trades in here as well, but mostly stock trades. And again, it's just what it's all about, folks. Listen, bottom line is it's all about making money, and that's what I'm able to do for our members. So check it out. Come to inthemoneystocks.com. Take a look for verified investing alerts, or if you're into options, you can see verified options alerts, and come join us and profit with us. Have a great one, guys. Take care.